What is going on, everybody? We are back with kind of more of a channel update than anything else. For those of you that have noticed that went through, and this is going to cover a few things, so it might be like a 15-20 minute video.
Right.
We're going to kind of go over what we've been going through the last week and a half, what our plans for the future are. I'm actually going to give a breakdown of our live sheets so people understand how I go through it, so when they come to the lives they understand and can read it better.
Right.
And then I'm also going to have a message specifically for the Indian community at the end based on some other things. I'm going to try and hopefully remember to put in chapters if I can. I know how, but I gotta hopefully am able to remember as we're going through what time we switch over to other things, and I'm gonna keep
He's like note to
paper
self,
here
right?
for now,
Right.
just for that reason. So the first thing that I'm going to go over is what we've been up to the last week. As you guys noticed, last week we did not put out very many videos. We actually had 6 of them early on in the week, 3 on Monday, 3 on Tuesday, and then we had nothing else come out until Saturday and Sunday. Reason being is, to be honest, lately, either one of us or both of us, depending on the day, have honestly been feeling kind of burned out. Not that we don't love doing reactions, but there are... A part of it for me is there's so many other things that I want to do.
In a day.
And it's not even just in a day, just in general, especially on YouTube. Like, my plan when starting reactions was never for it to be a permanent thing. Now, it's kind of turned into one. And, I mean, we're always going to continue to do them in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah, not mad about it.
For a while. Yeah. But my original plan was to do reactions long enough to get people interested, because at the time when I had started them, I was a gaming channel. But I was hoping to draw people in, and that would also help bring people into the gaming side of things. Now, funnily enough, we are 13,000 subscribers in, which we love every single one of you.
Fabulous.
And I think I've picked up 5 people that actually come play video games, and most of them are usually playing video games at the same time, so there's not a whole lot of like interaction. Right. It's usually pretty quiet streams, and I'm usually sitting there by myself, which is fine. Because I'm going to game anyways, because I want to. And if I'm going to do it, I might as well be online.
Has moved away from gaming anyway.
But the end goal did move away from gaming. I'm not really... the channel's no longer, and probably never will be a gaming channel again. The Twitch, I still want to game on.
Right. And
have fun with. But I do. And gaming is one of my favorite pastimes. It's a passion of mine. I enjoy it. I just don't get enough time to. Now... With that being said, one of the things we're going to do to try and hopefully circumvent the whole being burned out thing moving forward is we're going to drop the amount of reactions we do a day down to 2.
And that's the Tuesday through Friday.
And the way it was originally set up when we were doing 3, and which is funny because for those of you that have been around long enough, it's like I'm slowly chipping away at how many are done a day. For a while, I was like trying to do 6 a day.
Yeah,
and then
but
4
with
a day.
YouTube algorithms, that moved down to 3, and so on and so forth.
So we switched to 3, which we're still recording 4 a day when that happens, because there's always an extra Indian reaction record every day to put out on the weekends for our Indian community. And that'll here in a moment when I show you guys some things that will make more sense on why we do that. But coming, I prep everything at work. It's why there's not great thumbnails, nor will there be great thumbnails on the reaction channel, because I don't have the time. I got to have all that stuff prepped at work so that I can come home, we can record, put them online for the next day for them to come out. It's the same reason why we don't edit videos.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time that goes into that. 3 reactions a day is really hard to get editing done. Great looking thumbnails. Both of us also refuse to make stupid fucking faces.
I mean, I already have one. I don't need to make worse ones. Right. And honestly, if you take into consideration, most people are like 8-hour day. You have plenty of stuff to, do at home afterwards. We're not talking about standard 8-hour days. He's normally at work anywhere from 9 to over 10.
I've been in there for 11 and a half, 12 hours.
And that is not just 5 days a week. That could be 7 days a week. Right. A lot of times it is 6 days a week. So... It's very flexible with his work, and he can't drop to part-time or anything, so...
One of the things I also want to do, and again, this is going to take a little bit of time to get into motion and to get into the weight of things. To be honest, I would love for our main channel to eventually be the horror channel.
Right.
Now this channel is not going to move away from reactions. This is a reaction channel.
We have a separate channel set up.
We have a separate channel set up for the horror stuff. But horror is honestly, of all the things in my life that aren't people related, horror is my biggest passion. I love horror. I can watch horror movies all day. I can go to sleep watching horror movies. I can talk for hours about horror movies.
Sure.
I fucking love it. And
I'm definitely more of the like psychological true crime, but horror is definitely, just a little lower, little lower.
But no, and eventually when that does happen, this channel will probably drop down to 1 reaction a day because those videos are going to be edited. They're going to be more heavily produced and polished. And I mean, aside from our camera not being the greatest camera, that will eventually change.
I'm sure you guys can see the quality improved over the last week and a half anyway with our new laptop. So, you know, we're slowly getting there, but we are adjusting in terms of what makes us happy and still.
And there's a lot of that goes into that too, and that's kind of what I want to show you guys. So I'm going to switch over real quick. Let me do this in a way that. No, don't be a pain in my ass. There we go.
That visually you can see
what see what we're talking about. So we're going to switch to this screen. And something I want to show you guys is, first off, one of the reasons why we do record 1 Indian reaction a night.
That gives us 2 per day, Saturday and Sunday.
And that gives us 2 per day, Saturday and Sunday. So our top 4, or the top 4 that we're showing you right now that's on this screen is our Indian reactions.
For this past Saturday and Sunday.
Krishna is an Indian artist. Humanu Khan, Indian artist. Sidhu Moosewala, Indian artist. Tushar Lal, Indian artist. Okay? Of these 4 videos, the lowest view count we have is 201. Highest view count at Krishna is 15,267. That drops Saturday.
I had no idea.
So from Saturday until Monday night, it's now, Tuesday morning, 15,267 on just 1 artist.
Right.
Okay. There are 1,193 likes, 98.6 like to dislike ratio. And I already know who the people that disliked it are. That's the whole other story.
Nothing on us. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the top 4. And even then, behind that, 1,209. Now, aside from that, if you start going through the rest of them, T-Rev, 50. Handles McGee, 30. Mothika, 40. Atlas, 40. We Scheme got 185.
Yeah.
Which he typically does pretty well for us. We love you, Scheme.
We love all these artists.
We do. Massive Man, 58. That's my favorite independent artist, guys.
And 58. Then we're back to another Indian.
And then Indian, 1,131.
Yeah.
And then we got, that's an Indian song. And then 176 for the G-Most. I didn't even know that one had that many.
So again,
and Villain's Lair, but yeah. So
that is about the fan base of theirs, for sure. That is a large part of it.
Right. Now, one of the things I will say, in terms of viewership, our viewership has arose.
It has risen.
That sounds religious. It has risen.
Right.
Which is great, and we definitely appreciate it. But one of the reasons we put the focus on the Indian artists, especially on 2 days a week, is the Indian folk ride hard and show up for all of the reactions based on them, or based in their stuff. Which is great. We absolutely love it, and
we
really
love
the music. The music is fantastic. Yeah. But a lot of the other like a lot of the other people that we cover, we don't get that like close to that type of viewership. And it's honestly kind of the thing that hurts about doing reactions, because so many people will sub because you're doing a specific artist that they like, but they only show up for those specific artists. No matter how goofy we try to be, or how funny we try, or inappropriate, whatever. You know, some people don't find us funny. That's fine. Yeah, we don't try. We're just us.
No, but it's the work. It's the time out of our day. It's the time out of being able to spend with our family, or just being, me, like a total introvert, just, signed off of everything. But it is work. Right. And it's on top of his fully scheduled work. And while we're not saying that this is, I mean, I know that every other reactor has this, other creators have this problem.
Right.
For us specifically, because we are not staying home and only surviving on YouTube.
Yeah, this isn't a job for us.
We need to make some sort of change.
Right. We want to make a change that gives us more time to spend with each other, more time to do the things. And I mean, it doesn't seem like it's like going to add a whole lot more time, but it does.
It's cumulative.
And yeah, like, and this isn't me saying, hey, I wish you guys would just come and watch every video. That's not it at all. Like, definitely just watch what interests you.
This is honestly just an explanation. This is a breakdown explanation. It's not whining. It's not complaining. It's just, this is why we chose to do this. And also, the horror channel is something we've been speaking about for
almost a year
since the
now.
Beginning of this year, at least, in terms of having created the channel and so on and so forth. And between our old laptop and editing software and then time and so on and so forth, we haven't been able to get it going. And we really want to be able to make the time to do that because, again, it's a passion of ours. And while I don't see us quitting music reactions, because I love them. I love them. And I love the people that we cover and our fan base. Like, I do want to be able to add on this other element.
And also, on the side note, I also want to say how that's going to change what type of reactions we do. A lot of, as you guys noticed, for those of you that have been here long enough, we cover such a wide range of music. Everything from foreign music to rock, rap.
Yeah, we're very eclectic, and we like a
We don't get any
variety.
country requests, so we don't do country. I mean, I would be down for it.
We
but
do in our
nobody.
live streams, just not our reaction videos.
But what this is going to do, the way we were originally set up when we were doing 3, it was always supposed to be I get a pick, she gets a pick, and then we were covering an album of some hip-hop artist or band or whatever. We would get through
whatever the latest album that one or the other of us wanted to cover.
And we would alternate who picked the album that we did. And then in between albums, we would take time to try and catch up on a few artists when a bunch of people would drop stuff all at once, and then we'd get back into another album. So we're basically eliminating the album aspect.
Right.
It's going to be, if we want to cover an album, it's going to be one of our picks.
Right.
And whatnot. This is also going to determine, or also change, how we decide who we're going to react to. Because before, doing 3 a day, especially on catch-up times, you know, we'd pick 3 people that had dropped within the last 3 or 4 days, do reactions to them. Pick 3 people that dropped reactions.
Right.
But at the same time, a lot of what we love about what we do are when the artists come in and interact, say what they think about what we've done, or even just call us assholes. That's fine, too. I don't care.
We are.
We are.
Or when the fan base interacts with us.
And so what you're going to see is you're going to start seeing less reactions to the artists that either rarely come in or don't come in at all, and start seeing more reactions to artists that do come in. Obviously, we're still going to cover some people that obviously we're never going to get messages from the artist.
Period, yeah.
Like, there's no way Eminem's ever going to come in and be like, hey, yo, thanks for reacting to my track. You guys did a great job.
Right.
Like, we know better.
More in terms of, like, the independent artists, those will be the type that interact with us. Whereas we will still, I'm sure, because I have them, like, written down, some of the picks that I have are going to be larger. And, yeah, we probably won't get the time of day from them. Although, I got that Epica thing on my birthday last year, which was amazing. However, I'm just saying, like, if you're worried that we're just gonna flat out stop covering an artist you like because you consider them mainstream, that is not the concern.
No, and we're not gonna basically cut out people completely.
Yeah.
It's just you're gonna see less reactions from some people and
we're not
more
gonna
from
do
others.
every single track that every person puts out,
Except
or at
for,
least try.
Except for 1 or 2 people. There are 1 or 2 people that we will literally cover every single thing that they do. And it's not even Eminem.
Right. Anyway.
That's another story for another time. Now, that ends the whole reaction thing in terms of that. Now I want to kind of talk about live streams for a minute.
So you probably want to go back to the page so you can see what the time signature is.
You're probably right. So, 14:29.
This is why there's 2 of us.
Now, the next thing, like I said, that we're going to talk about is live streams. And for those of you that come in, I have stolen something from the wonderful Todd, who actually got it from his fiance.
Right.
Where we use Google Sheets in order to show you guys the order that things are going to be done in. And I have had several people
To be fair, he has his own interpretation of how it's done, which makes perfect logical sense if you understand the brain of him.
So they come in and they look at the sheet and it kind of, they don't understand what's going on. And I want to explain that to you guys so that everybody can understand. So we're going to flip on over here to the live request screen. Okay. This is what it looks like, the exact screen that we use. The first thing I want people to notice is there are 3 sections. There's a dono request section that's here at the top. There's an artist self-request section, which that's when artists come in and request things on their own, of their own
stuff. Work. Yeah.
Whether it's donation or not. And I do have a dono price column for everything.
Right.
Even if there's not a donation from an artist, they still get stuck in this spot. And then there's free requests, which is when people come in and request things, because we always accept one free request per person that comes in, if you're willing to stick around long enough to wait. Right. And basically, there are some people that do this, or even if they don't use this sheet, there are some people that it's like, they go based on how much people dono get to go first. There are people that come in and do...
skip the line.
There's like skip the line stuff, which I try to stay away from because I've been one of those people that's paid $15 for a reaction, but then like 12 people will come in and pay like $20, $25, and then I sit there for fucking 30, 45, 75 minutes, whatever. And I try not to do that because I know how aggravated it can make me. There are people that do strictly based on the order that comes in, and I've actually seen this where dono or not, they go in the order that things drop.
And that is, I'm pretty sure, other than the 3 sections, how people are reading it. And this is what he's going to explain.
And this is how I'm going to explain
this. Even people that follow us closely and dono get a little confused here.
So, these 3 sections, there are... First off, regardless of donations, regardless of anything else, artists always get priority. You know, Dwayne comes in and he says, hey, I got the song I want you to check out. All right. You're going on the list, you're going up towards the front.
Right.
Gatsby comes in, if Crypt comes in, if Chase comes in, if... We Scheme comes in, regardless of who it is. If you're an artist and you have a song of yours that you're trying to promote,
they jump the line.
You jump the line. And we do that because artists, especially in the YouTube scene or independent YouTube scene, whatever, we know how busy they are. We know they've got stuff they've got to go do. They don't get to stick around. Most of all of us are also live streamers, so they've got live streams they got to go start.
They're recording.
They're recording videos. They're recording music. They're doing so. We're trying to get them in, get them out.
Right.
If they want to go, they don't have to leave. They're welcome to stay.
We're trying to get them out.
Get the fuck out. Get the F out. No.
If you leave, then we can comment.
No, but we try to cover them first. And obviously, if it's an artist that donos, they'll be ahead of the artists that don't dono.
But that's rare.
That's
so
neither
you don't
here
really
nor
need
there.
to.
Next up that takes priority are dono requests. And these are, again, if people are coming in and they're paying money to us for
whatever music
they want us to check out. They come in, they pay money, they're going to get priority. They've actually spent hard-earned money, whether it's $2 or $100, which we had happen.
Yeah.
This past weekend.
It's mind-boggling.
But regardless of what it is, they spend their hard-earned money, their disposable income, which a lot of us don't have much in the current state of affairs in our countries.
They definitely take priority to the free request. Yeah.
Now, I also mix in free requests with this, and then this is where things start to get confusing. So, the way I do it, just to give you an example, you see this sheet here. You see, we've got like Zing here. We've got Mr. Twisted who's come in and dropped. We've got Dr. A. We've got Sean. More Dr. A.
Right.
But what I'll do, and I try to break it up evenly. So, we'll do this Zing song, right? This Zing song comes in, it gets done. When it's done, I delete it. Mr. Twisted, we'll cover Mr. Twisted's first one. We'll watch it, it gets done, I delete it. Then we'll skip to the next person.
That's where it gets a little confusing.
That's where it starts to get confusing. Dr. A, we'll cover his one. Once it's done, it'll be deleted. We'll go down to Sean's first one. And I actually have a pretty good memory on who we've covered. If there's like a bunch of names all jumbled up, it doesn't bother me. Now,
part of the reason is you can see that they come in blocks.
Yeah.
Because making multiple donations does not make sense. So,
and it's not even just blocks. We've got wonderful people like Valley, who now, by the way, has his own tab.
Right.
Because Valley will come in and donate for 30, 40 songs in a stream.
Right.
And you'll see Valley's name fill up almost like an entire page.
Right.
And
but
I want people to understand that we're trying to get to everybody evenly, so we're not going to cover 15 songs of Valley
in a row.
It'll be Valley, unless it gets to the end where Valley's the only one left, and then we start steamrolling through Valley's requests.
Right.
And what we'll do is I'll get all the way through the dono list once, and then I'll go down and I'll pick whatever the first
free request
is. Like here it would be LKC.
Right.
And then we'd go back through the list again, which, by the way,
we go back through the dono list again.
Right.
Taking one from each of them, and then we'll hit Agneves, and then we'll go back to the top of the dono list.
And the only time this changes, people are like, you keep throwing in wrenches, is Valley's other request board. We usually hit one of those because this is stuff he's had requested for over like 2 weeks, and we're finally cutting down the list
and
a little bit.
And he'll keep adding on.
And he'll keep adding on to it. But yeah, so it's just a rotation going in and out. And I wanted to do this because there's a lot of people that come in and they'll be like, I'm looking at the list and I don't know when my song's coming up. First off, if it's a free request, you've probably got a while to wait.
Which, again, we apologize for. We do want people to have that one free request because, again, we do understand not having disposable income.
Right.
And still having something you're excited about showing to somebody else. We want you to be able to do that. But people that are spending their hard-earned cash need to have priority. They need to. And I hope everybody understands that, because if you don't, I don't know what's wrong with you, and I can't explain it any better than that. So we want to get to your stuff. We will get to your stuff. If you stick with us, we will get to it. The other thing that is a big deal, we will not react to your song unless you are present in the chat with us. Now, if you need to dip out and come back in and just double check where you are on the list, again, we have the link to the list. You can look at it. You can ask somebody where we are. But if you have not been here, you don't need to ask if we've done your song. Because we do say, okay, next up is LKC. Are you here? If we don't get a response within less than about a minute or so, then we'll move on to the next one. And you can always dip back in and say, hey, I'm back. Sorry, had to step away. And
on our way back through, we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Now, also with that, the last thing I wanted to talk about in terms of streams for everybody, we are trying to urge people to go over to Twitch. Follow us on Twitch. Our long-term goal, when I say long-term, I'm talking like 6 months to a year, year and a half goal, is to just do streams on Twitch. We've even now got it to where we actually have a cool setup for everybody on Twitch to sit and enjoy things.
Still be once a week. It's not changing that. It's just changing the platform.
But on Twitch, we can react to anything, all videos.
We don't have to worry about having our stream cut off because, copyrights, bans. We can show the music video to everyone that's in the chat versus having to do the screen that you're seeing right now.
Right.
It just makes for a better experience for everybody.
And we're keeping YouTube to looking pretty much like this because we're trying to bore you guys into Twitch.
Right, well,
or entice you.
Not quite, but
entice you into Twitch.
We are trying to get you over on Twitch. It's just a better platform for everybody.
Yeah, because it sucks when somebody requests something. It's like, hey, I can't do this on here.
We can do it.
We can do it on Twitch though.
Also, we have little cute incentives, with the points you earn, like,
and there'll be more that'll be added as well.
Yeah, like Kiss Cam, all that kind of. It is
goofy
cute.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for everybody. Indian community is
specifically
the last section. There are going to be some things that I want to talk to the Indian community about. This is at 24:33. This one might be 10 to 15 minutes long. The first thing I want to say to the lovely Indian community that comes in to all these videos.
We adore you.
And we adore you. You guys are a very large part of our viewership. And we appreciate it. We love the music that you guys send to us 98% of the time.
You ride hard.
You ride hard for the people that you love.
We appreciate it. And, I love the experience of hearing all the different varieties of music from one country, too. It's great.
Right. And I do want to just reinforce to let you guys know, the way we do your guys' reaction isn't going to change. We're still going to try, and we can't promise because we are very busy people, especially with work. But we are going to try to continue to do 4 a week, both of them on the, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. Yeah. And I know for a lot of people, like when an artist drops a track on like Monday, like you guys,
it's hard to wait.
You guys are hitting the comments. It's hard to wait, and honestly, it actually hurts our viewership by not putting it out immediately. But it's like it's the setup we have, and that we're going to continue to follow. Because to be honest, I'm not worried about getting mass amounts of views. That's not a huge concern of mine. We do this for fun. We don't even really make much money outside of the live streams.
Right. We do this for the love of the music.
Yeah, we do it for the love of the music.
Would we like to do this full time in terms of like YouTube
I would love to not
off?
go to
Sure.
the office. That'd be great.
But on the other hand, we've never been in it for following trends or being the mass, yeah.
And that's why we're honest with you guys on how we feel about music. It's how we've always been. We don't want people to think that we're just like dick riding an artist because like, oh yeah, they're great because we want you guys to like us. Like we want to be honest with everybody. And so we are, because I also I can't fake being happy with something. If
my face
dumb,
would give it away even if my mouth didn't. Yeah.
With that being said, there are some other things that I do want to talk about in terms of live streams when the Indian community shows up, which we do love, by the way.
Oh, please, join.
Or live streams, comments, our opinions on a few things that we're going to tell you guys is going to make some people mad and we'll understand, but it's just something that we're going to have to do. The first thing that I want to talk about is live stream etiquette for our Indian viewers. I don't know, and it's not just Indian viewers. This actually tends to happen more so with any foreign music outside of America than anything else.
Not just our streams either.
And it's not just our streams. I want to help you guys out with other people's streams. The first thing I want to say is there is not one streamer I have ever met in my life, ever. Guys, I've watched a lot of streamers. A lot of streamers.
Gamers, reaction videos,
reactors.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. There is not one streamer that likes when you come in and spam. Not one.
And spamming means...
And what spamming is saying the exact same thing over and over again. Like if you come in and you go, Sidhu Moosewala, last ride, Sidhu Moosewala, last ride, Sidhu Moosewala, last ride, and you literally do it 3 and 5 seconds,
spamming.
You're going to get banned. You're going to get banned, regardless of the streamer. Or you might get timed out. You might get timed out as a warning from some people. I'm just going to start banning people because I'm done with it.
But that does count as spamming. I don't know if that's not the word that's used because, I mean, spam could mean, I don't know, some sort of commercialized thing. It could be, but that is what we are considering spamming. If you are just hitting copy and paste and just continuously hitting the button for the same thing, you're going to get banned.
And I also understand, like, you may think that we don't see what you're saying, and we do.
There are 2 of us.
One of us does,
and
for sure.
do have mods, so,
and you guys will actually notice I actually spend more time while listening to what we're doing looking off to the side than I am looking in front of me, where in front of me is where the video's playing. I'm looking off to the side because that's where my chat is. That's where my chat box is. I'm on a separate laptop over here watching the chat, planning out what the next thing is going to be, writing down requests. So I'm constantly looking either at the chat or at the request situation to keep everything moving. So please do not spam. In a more severe nature, something that for the first time happened this past weekend. I don't care what fan base you are a part of, but if you come into my chat threatening anything that we're doing just because we said something about an artist that you didn't like, I don't care who you're in support of, I'm going to immediately ban you. Understand this.
Tongue lashing from me this time before being banned because I was making a point, but
you
should never threaten anybody.
Understand this. At the end of the day, when it comes to something like that, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck who you ride with. Okay?
It's completely inappropriate.
We aren't riding with anybody. This whole Krishna and MOA beef that's going on, at the end of the day, we don't care who wins. We're going to tell you who we think is doing better.
Right.
But we don't care who wins. I don't know who Krishna is in person. I don't know who MOA is in person. I don't know who any of these people are in person. I'm not riding for them. They're not my friends. They're not my family. I don't care. And that goes for any fan base. If any of our English people are still with you, I don't give a fuck who Eminem is beefing up against. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh yeah, I'm riding with him. Eminem's my favorite artist of all time. But at the end of the day, whoever he's beefing with, I'm going to listen to it, and I'm going to give my honest opinion on who I think did better, who I think did worse. Because I don't care. This beef shit don't mean nothing to me.
But here's the thing. It is never appropriate to threaten someone over your difference in taste on art. What kind of petty level is that? It's music. It's subjective. You may be from different areas, different states. It may mean more to you to have a representative. I mean, I've been there for sure. Like, there are people from, San Fran area that I definitely connect with because of that. But I would never threaten somebody that loved music from New York because of it. There's enough violence in the world as it is. That's unnecessary. Right. Absolutely. And this is the other thing. We've made it clear multiple times that we like MOA's original music.
Let me absolutely rephrase that. Non-diss track music.
Yeah. Like his original tracks that have nothing to do with Krishna or Kalakumar or any of that. Like, the stuff that he just puts out because he puts it out and it's fun and he loves it and so on and so forth. We have said that we actually enjoy that. So we have not been Eminem or MOA bashers. We don't talk bad about him. However, when it comes to diss tracks...
Let me rephrase that. We don't talk bad about him because we dislike him. We're not going out of our way to hate. We're telling you how we truly feel about a given track,
right,
or about a given series of words that are used, and this goes for any Indian artist.
Oh, we've said it about Krishna too.
We've gotten on Krishna's case in the same way that we were kind of tired of MOA constantly saying to suck my dick. We're also kind of tired of hearing Krishna talking about he's fucking MOA,
bending him over,
and getting behind it, whatever. Like, guys,
it's repetitive.
When you shouldn't use the same diss more than once, at most twice
per track
in a song.
Right.
It's
right.
Not real good.
This is our personal opinion. We have not ever said we dislike MOA. So to have someone come in and threaten us saying, you
don't like MOA, we're going to get the BDF army or whatever the fuck I don't fucking care who you are.
Right. But it was a legit threat.
Right. And also, bring it, because you're not going to harm me any.
But
I got a band finger stronger than
I'm just saying that
anything.
It's ridiculous, and this is the other thing, it is harmful. It is harmful to your artist, to their new growth, to their new fan base that they could be getting. We've had this happen not just with India. We've had this happen with other fan bases from other countries, from our country, whatever. But once that fanatical kind of ride or die, loves everything, hangs on their word fan base starts, it gets toxic. And once they get to the point that they are not listening to the fact that we liked MOA, we just don't think that this particular track was great. And
we've done that with Krishna too.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is,
as a matter of fact, y'all still need to stop smacking chickens. Smacking chickens.
Once you look past that and you start making rude comments under reaction videos, or you threaten in live streams or anything like that, anybody who might have wanted to listen because interest was, around the beef, or interest over a certain track or whatever, they're not going to want to listen anymore. And other reactors aren't going to want to react to their music anymore because they already know, hey, this has happened. This fan base is getting toxic. I want nothing to do with dealing with them. So take it down a notch. It's music. Let it stay music.
It's music, not your real life.
Let it stay music, though, because that's the other thing. You get in the hip-hop, rap industry scene, and you see a lot of these guys, things do not end well. You know, I mean, like, one would hope that lessons had been learned after the end of some of the OGs in the 90s and so on and so forth. It hasn't. So, do your best to keep your idols alive by not being the toxic fan base. It's music. If somebody doesn't like it, that's their opinion, move on.
And now, referring more specifically to this beef, so the last thing I wanted to mention as far as this goes. As far as Christian and MOA goes, and this is going to make some people mad. Maybe
not mad, but just like,
or disappointed, whatever. Yeah. We are no longer going to react to any diss tracks in this beef. Yeah. And there's a reason for it. First off, I think it's gotten to the point where this beef is stupid. It's been fun. I feel like at most any beef should ever go is 2 tracks per person, and it just keeps going.
And they're getting longer.
And they're getting longer.
Yeah.
This MOA track that just dropped is 10.5 minutes long. I am not touching it. Because that's 10.5 minute track.
7 minutes was the last one by MOA, and that was long enough.
Right.
You know, and
that means Krishna too. We're not going to cover the Krishna side of the diss tracks. And
if he responds to it any further, no.
And as a fan of you guys, and this will probably never reach Krishna or MOA, but as a fan of the both of you, whether it be a big fan, small fan, whatever,
doesn't matter.
I personally want to urge the both of you to put this shit aside. You don't have to get along.
You don't have to reconcile.
You don't have to
just
reconcile.
Like, move on.
Don't acknowledge each other, whatever. You guys are 2 completely different artists. You guys are in 2 completely different lanes.
That's my opinion. You're in 2 separate lanes. There is enough space for the both of you.
Krishna,
you can ignore each other as much as you want. Just move on.
In my opinion, Krishna's great at the lyrical delivery and the technical skills.
The wording.
Whereas MOA is great at the party style of rap that everybody wants to listen. He's actually got a couple of actual slower raps that's more sentimental to him that are also good. Like, you guys both have your own lanes, and now as far as the fans go,
yeah,
I have never understood siding with somebody so much that you hate the other.
Right.
Like, for me,
they're completely different vibes with the artists, and I think you should be able to appreciate both. For
me, growing up, whenever beefs would happen, I was a fan of both Eminem and ICP when they had their beef going. I was a fan of 50 Cent and Ja Rule when they had their beef going. I was a fan of Nas and Jay-Z when they had their beef going. I didn't pick a side. I wasn't like, yeah, I'm riding with this, because you know what? They're not doing anything for me besides providing diss tracks.
I could pick a winner for their specific rap disses. On the other hand, I still listen to both of them.
Right.
Because, again, different moods for each artist. So, you know, but don't let this kind of thing affect your personal life to the point,
especially as a fan,
that you either start hating the other fan base, which is, there's so much hate in the world. Why would you make that one of the divisions? Or that if you liked the artist to begin with, you stop liking them. I mean, if they do something really, really shitty,
right,
like R. Kelly, I can totally understand no longer wanting anything to do with him. On the other hand, beefs between artists are going to happen. Don't let it affect you to the level that you would threaten other people over it. Just don't. We do love you guys. Now, will we listen to these disses on our own time? Most likely, because we like to see how I like to see how they're progressing.
Right.
You know, getting better, getting worse, whatever, keeping up with it. Would we be willing to discuss, not re-listen, not re-watch, but discuss our opinions during a live stream the following week?
Honestly, we could even probably do a little video like this telling you guys who we think won a round.
But we're not going to do reaction videos to every one that comes out at the we're not going to do any more of them. Yeah. Original music, absolutely. You got a MOA track you want us to listen to that has nothing to do with it? Sure. You got a Krishna track, absolutely. Just,
And the last thing I wanted to talk about, as far as the way we do Indian reactions, live stream wise, there are a few artists we will not cover in a live stream, and I just wanted to make this perfectly clear for everybody. And the reason why is because you guys have such a huge fan base that if we react to a song in a live stream, there's going to be a crap ton
thousands
of people
that don't get to see
don't get the opportunity to see that, because we can't keep our lives live.
Right.
Once we're done, it's gone for good.
Right.
Reason being, we can actually get in a lot of trouble keeping them up. And
copyright laws and stuff.
And lose our channel.
Yeah.
And we're not going to risk that for anybody.
Right.
So what I want you guys to understand, there are a few artists that we will not cover in a live stream. Krishna being the top one. Krishna will never be covered in a live stream.
Right.
Sidhu Moosewala will never be covered in a live stream. Raja Kumari will never be covered in a live stream. Bradavi will never be covered in a live stream. Raftar will never be covered in a live stream. That's just the list for now.
Right.
And there might be more added on. But those are typically the 5 most requested when something drops that people come and request.
They're like, oh my God, please.
And they're like, you've got to get to this, you've got to get to that. And those are the ones we almost always focus on if we can when new ones drop, because we know how much people want us to see them. And we're not going to do that on a live stream and ruin the opportunity for thousands of other people that wanted to see us watch it and hear what our opinion is on it.
Those will always be saved for reaction videos, and the best way to choose the next one is in the comments. Look and see if somebody has already asked for that, and then upvote it.
I'm looking for the comment that has the most upvotes. I'm not looking for the most number of times people have requested it. I'm looking for the comment with the most number of upvotes in terms of, hey, this is the one I want you to do.
Right.
I do read every comment. Do not get me wrong. As you guys can see, anytime you guys see a thumb up and a heart, that means I've read it. I just wanted to let you guys know. That's my way of letting you guys know I have read the comment.
Even if there's not a comment back, he's read it, yeah.
But yeah, so don't come into the lives requesting those. We're not going to cover them. Put them in the comments. And continue to show us new artists, guys. Like, we have ran into so many new people recently that are so fantastic.
So
and you guys have such a beautiful range of music. Everything from Bollywood to Hindu hip-hop to what it is Tushar Lal does. Metal, whenever we get to Bloodywood.
Yeah. The folk music,
the traditional instruments being used in Tushar Lal's stuff that he does. Like, you guys have such a wonderful and beautiful range.
The
Punjabi hip-hop has been fantastic. I love the way they kind of sing their raps, and it's so beautiful, and we love to hear that stuff. So definitely, if there's other artists we haven't checked out, push them. Let us know who they are. And I'm not talking about gangsta hip-hop. Like, that's not our only thing we listen to. We listen to every kind of music. The one artist I will tell you we will not cover is MC Stan. That's the only
artist out of India that we have listened. We've reacted to at least 4 tracks at this point, and he's just not for us.
And we've liked half of one of them.
He's just not for us.
He's just not our thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, hopefully everybody followed the timestamps.
If you don't remember all of it, that's totally fine. We need you guys to have sort of an overview, because some of the stuff is getting a little frustrating for either you or for us. So
right. And yeah, at the end of the day, we still love all of you, even if you fucking hate us. That's fine.
I don't love you if you hate us.
Oh no, I do. I love.
But I don't not like you either. Like, I just don't. But I love the rest of you. You're awesome.
What was I gonna say? You cut in and said all that.
I just don't have the energy.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we had. We love y'all. Thank you guys for writing so hard for your people.
Right.
It's fantastic. Honestly, because of you guys, to be honest, we've actually enjoyed Miss Marvel probably way more than we
we
probably
know
would.
so much more about
So,
the
like when the music's playing during Miss Marvel and it's mostly Indian music, we've actually been able to pick out artists a couple times. Raja's got a song in there.
So fucking psyched that Raja was in it. Yeah.
But no, like you guys are fantastic, and you guys ride so hard for the people.
And we really appreciate that. Just don't take it to the levels of
don't
taking it personally.
Just don't bring your super negative fandom to us because we don't care. We just want to enjoy the music,
share the love of the music, share the excitement of the artist,
and it's your guys' country. Like this beef shit is so terrible, even for you guys within your own country. Like, there's so much more that could be accomplished. If you got not just the fans, but the artists themselves could work together to get shit done.
And honestly, this is everywhere.
And that's everywhere. That's for all humanity, really. And
the artists that are beefing in the States, it doesn't matter where they're beefing. It's
we
just,
like beef tracks because we like people making fun of each other. But
we
at the
like
same
the utter
time,
disrespect. But keep it
on wax. Keep it in music. Don't. There ain't no reason to go right up on somebody jacking their chain or their life or whatever.
Right. Threatening their family. It's just not.
Anyways,
that level.
That's it. We love you guys. If you're any of the Americans that have stuck around or fans from other places in the world that, whatever, you guys are fantastic. And, we will see you guys in the reactions.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.